Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
You are listening to the Brilliance Business Show, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler, and today I have a really interesting guest and someone who I have built a great friendship with, Jim Grant. Jim is a radio and TV host, and our topic today is getting seen and heard in the virtual world. Jim, welcome to the Brilliance Business Show.
Well, Mark, thank you. It was a pleasure to have you on our TV show, and we really had a lot of fun. And it's just my honor to be here to share some great information to folks out there.
I am really looking forward to a conversation with you today, Jim. Before I get started, I just need to make a legal disclaimer that Jim is not offering legal advice or legal assistance. So let's get started with the show. Jim, can you share with our listeners a little bit about yourself and your business?
Well, thank you, Mark. Yes. As Mark said, I'm a radio and TV host. And as we get through the interview here, I'll share with you a little bit of how we backed into both of those. We really did. But in my life, I've been on the manufacturing business for about 25 years, and I sold it in 2007, and I started working online. And the thing about that I want to share with everyone out there is when you're working online, make sure that you're working with people that have the same kind of heart as you. And that's been the method of our success. I'm a co-founder of S.C.A.L.E Pathway and the 6-Minute Webinar. And we have 3 divisions. S.C.A.L.E Pathway is a business that helps people create their product, create their, whatever it is they want to sell with clarity. And then the 6-minute webinar, that just gives them 6 minutes to do, their sales presentation. And of course, we have the TV and radio show. Mr. Bill Heinrich oversees the 6-minute webinar. Mr. Don Mcgrath oversees S.C.A.L.E Pathway. And yours truly, I oversee the radio and TV show. But I just really enjoy what I do. That's the main thing. That's what keeps me doing it at age 72.
I love what you said about sharing business with people that come from the heart and they have the same values of you. I myself know how important that is. I want to just touch on the 6-minute sales webinar. Do you train people how to present a 6-minute webinar? Because I know I put off webinars thinking that you have to go on for an hour, and that really scares me. So just explain that a little bit, Jim.
Absolutely. That's the beauty in the 6-minute webinar. And here again, ladies and gentlemen, we backed into that. I mean, there was a lady that we put a 6-minute talk on out in October of 2018, I think it was, out in Phoenix. And she kept bugging us about doing the 6-minute talks, and we didn't get around to it until the webinar. But to answer your question, this particular lady, she is a clinical hypnotist. She helps people with how to quit smoking, how to deal with anxiety, how to lose weight, all the things that, many things that people do. And in the past, she is one to give the shotgun effect. I help people lose weight. I help people quit smoking, help people with anxiety, da-da-da-da-da. The 6-minute webinar, in that first sentence, you've attracted every single client that wants to listen to you. You've also repelled all the people that you cannot help. Because in that, using her example, I'll just say, during this 6-minute webinar, I will show you 3 proven ways that you can lose weight. And in that sentence right there, it reveals a lot. Number 1, they know it's going to be 6 minutes long. Number 2, they know it's going to be about 3 proven ways to lose weight, but you make it very personal, the way that you can lose weight. And that's what the 6-minute webinar is. You talk to the individual client as a person, and not a shotgun effect. And yes, we do train them. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
That is a genius idea because I personally, Jim, I'm not one for sitting and watching hour-long trainings. I like it to just be straight to the point, really.
Yeah.
When it's personal, like you mentioned, that really helps as well. I think people want information a lot quicker now, and I think that's a genius idea. Can you share with our listeners, who are your customers, Jim? Who do you serve on a daily basis?
When we first started, and it's still like that, we attract ladies between the ages of 35 to 55 who've had an online business, who have struggled, and they haven't made much money. That was our basic group that we attracted. And then it's expanded to all walks of life. We've got people who are very successful on selling on Amazon. It says, hey, you guys really, you get your message across within 6 minutes. Because if you said something very interesting to that individual, like, you want to help me quit smoking, and I mentioned quitting smoking, I got 6 minutes. I'll listen to you. See if you make sense to me. That's the beauty of the 6-minute webinar. And the beauty also is that Don Mcgrath, I got to tip my hat to Dandy Don. He is a speaking geek. He created a program called Script Pal. All you do is answer about 40 questions, very precise, condensed questions. Hit submit. Boom, you got your 6-minute webinar all printed out.
Just incredible. Now, do you recall a specific aha moment that led to the launch of your business? And I'm referring a little bit more here to your amazing television shows and radio that I have had the pleasure of being on, and the radio that I'll be on soon as well.
Oh, yes. There's been several. The thing that really blows me away is that when I have a guest on, and then they send me a testimony that I haven't asked for. And recently, I just sent you a copy of the testimony I had on with a lady. And, she just bragged on me, said, you're a great host. It was a lot of fun. And Don, and, it just blows me away because what's really blesses me too is the fact that I get comments from all over the world, and people, ask different questions and say, I find your show interesting and that sort of thing. But the real joy in life is when you can take your God-given talents, your gifts, your abilities, and you focus on helping someone else.
Yes.
And that's something that money can't buy, folks. And it's not for sale. It's that precious. And that's what you should do, because you have special gifts and talents. And it's your responsibility to use those, because maybe you're the only person that can help a person in their hour of need. That's a wonderful opportunity.
Yes. And when you're getting testimonials, Jim, especially when you haven't asked for them as well, that is a sure sign of a job done well.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, sir. And here again, ladies and gentlemen, if I may share this, our focus is all about how can we provide the best information out there to the audience. Because if the audience is not listening, what are we doing there? And just like in your business, if someone is not paying attention to you and interested in your product, what good? What are you doing it for? It's just it's all about serving others. That's the key.
I agree totally. Now, I want to know, Jim, what really motivates you to jump out of bed every single morning?
I tell you, I've been asked that a lot, and people think I'm kidding when I say this, but I survived Vietnam in 1969 and 70, and I've never had any ill effects from Agent Orange, thank the good Lord. But what gets me out of bed is that I love what I do. I love the radio show. I love the TV show. I love the people that I'm working with, because we are a family. And that expands all into other areas, because like the lady that I just mentioned earlier that made that testimony for me, she thanked me for introducing her to other great people. And I did that. And see, that is important in life. When you can help someone else, introduce them or whatever it might be to help them, you've blessed yourself. It's a win-win situation. And that's what gets me out of bed, because that's a lot more fun than working in the yard or anything like that. I mean, I've done it and I can do it, but if you want to do something fun and enjoy life. That's what should get you out of bed.
And Jim, we're on the same page. Those are the reasons I get out of bed. When you are following your passion, your purpose, you're serving others. And like you mentioned, you've introduced me to a fair few people as well. So you are walking the walk and talking the talk. Now, my next question, what sets your business apart and what unique need are you filling for your clients and customers?
The thing that sets us really apart is, I tell people, we are like a supermarket. We got everything under one roof. With the S.C.A.L.E pathway, we help a person get clarity in how they can, whatever it is that they sell or they market. Maybe they got a product, maybe it's a book, whatever. They need clarity on how to bring that to market. And the 6-minute webinar enables them to be able to get their message out there on whatever their subject is. And then we have the TV and radio show that would help that person get recognition all over the world, because our radio show, we've got over 6 million downloads on that.
Congratulations.
And that's another thing we backed into, believe it or not. We backed into the TV show. And that's when the universe calls you to use your God-given talents, because at age 72, I could justify being out playing golf or doing whatever. But it's not left up to me to say. Let me put it to you like that.
Why is your service especially important in today's modern world?
Oh my goodness. A lot of people are living in fear. A lot of people do not know how to, they were doing things more physical. The virtual world and the virtual stage is here to stay. People like it because they can work at home for those that have jobs. They can also, put on webinars and different things without having to travel or go to these big hotels and things like that. As I've been there and I've spoken on many stages and, big stages and that sort of thing, that's a hassle. It really is, because, you got to go to the airport and all the expense and all that. But the virtual world, make no mistake about that, ladies and gentlemen, if properly utilized, you can get your message out to millions of people. Mark's on E360 TV like I am. We broadcast to millions of devices around the world every single day. And that is just so precious. That's why you focus on, how can I serve this person? This person that's watching, not the multitude, but that one person, because you want to make it personal.
Yes, and you only need to change one person's life, or you only need to touch a few people to gain a few clients, even though we get that millions of reach. You only need to get a few people that are interested in your message and what you're about. And you're so right, Jim. This pandemic really did show the strength of online visibility, Zoom, radio, TV, social media. The pandemic really shown the strength of that, and I can only see that getting more strong and more powerful, and it is here to stay. I have to agree with you there. Now, I would like you to just share to our listeners a few more details on the kind of service and products that you offer.
Okay. With the S.C.A.L.E pathway, we have training that goes on there to help people in whatever it is that they want to do. If a person wants to be an author, that training is specifically how to become an author, how to collect your thoughts, how to record your thoughts. And Don Mcgrath has had, I think about, Don jokes and says, I wrote 6 books. 4 of them were bestsellers, 2 of them were stinkers. But we have that program there. In addition to the 6-minute webinar, we put on webinars with it, and we put on boot camps. And we have people come in there that, they struggle, they really don't know how to put things together. We go the extra mile, and we even have a do it for them program if they need that. And of course, whenever they work with S.C.A.L.E pathway, they're working with the TV and radio show, because we bring a lot to the party. because we want to make sure that person has the best opportunity to be successful and share their great product or their great book or whatever it might be to the audience out there. And like I say, we're just a complete operation under one roof. And it's really an honor and a blessing. And Don and Bill and I came together with the three owners. And Bill said it best the other day. He says, what made me and Jim and Don click? He says, I knew Jim better than I did Don. When Jim asked me to join him, I said yes. But he says, all three of us, we were frustrated. And I said, you know what, Bill, that's right. I never really thought of it like that, because in the world that we came from, there was people that, if they helped you, they wanted to do it for money. And there was a lot of use and abuse we saw there. And we decided, no, we're not going to put up with that. We're going to do it our way, and we're going to do it first class. We're going to put the person and their feelings first. And because that's important, because, if you serve others, you're going to be blessed. And that should be your mission. If you do things for money, good luck. You'll never have enough. You'll never have enough, and you'll always be miserable. That's the best thing I can share with you.
Being a person of value and service to others, I agree totally. Now, I know, Jim, that you have all sorts of client success stories. I would like you to just pick one, just one that really stands out to you.
We put on an event in Colorado Springs, and there was a lady up there, and she had tears in her eyes, thanking us for what she did, for what we did for her, I should say. And, you stand there and you think, were we really that important? Did we really, walk that tall? Because we didn't expect it. And to hear people brag on you and thank you, and that is extremely humble. And I tell you, and I'll be honest with you, it kind of makes you do a checkup from the neck up. Was I really that good? Did I really go the extra mile, or are they being extra nice? I mean, because that's the time that you look at yourself honestly and say, okay, if I did that, how can I take it to another level? I want to make sure that I want to be the kind of person in real life that they're describing up there on the stage, because if someone sees that presentation, then I show up and I'm not that person, that's, that's not right. That's going to be very embarrassing for me. And that's where my focus is. And that was the one thing that really stood out. There's been many more, but that's one thing that really stood out. That was the first shocker for me.
We really have a chance to really impact people and really serve and really make a difference. Even just by the power of words, Jim, we can transform people's lives. Now, how do clients typically hear about you, and are there certain life moments that usually lead to them seeking you out?
Mainly the way people hear about us is more word of mouth than anything else. We're like other companies. We advertise and things of this nature, but on, like on Google, for example, we do advertising there. But Facebook, I'm going to talk a little bit about the TV shows. I tell people that's going to be a guest on there, go ahead and be sure and, share the TV show, the announcement on your personal page and your professional pages and other pages, because every page you share it on, it's going to be broadcasted out. And, we just, every week, just last week, we had thousands, I forget what the number was, and Donna told me, but it was in the thousands of people just on Facebook, and that didn't cost us a penny.
Yes.
So that's very, very important. That's a nice city to know. Whether you got a TV show, whether you got a business or whatever, if you make an announcement and you share that on your personal page and your professional page, and then ask your friends to share it, it just boomerangs out there. And that doesn't cost you one thin dime. And that's a nicety to know out there, because a lot of people are wanting you to buy ads. And that's one way of getting your word out. But it takes a lot of money to be able to get a return on your investment. At least that's what we found.
Jim, I have thoroughly enjoyed having a conversation with you. We're in similar fields, we're doing similar things, and life is not about competition, it's about collaboration, and we're an example of that. I've thoroughly enjoyed having your friendship and being able to support each other. I know the great work that you're doing and how passionate you are about helping people to get seen and heard in the virtual world. My last question for today, is there anything we did not cover that you would like to share?
The only thing I like to share with people is, number one, get out of the physical, get out of the worry mode. Just say, where I am right now, no matter what's going on in my life, I'm at the perfect place for me. I'm just going to release the fear. I'm going to release the want. I'm going to release the need, and I'm going to focus on loving me first. And then I'm going to focus on loving others. And my focus will be, how can I use my gifts, my talents, my abilities, all the things that make you, you. How can you reach out and help someone in their hour of need, or lighten their load, or maybe give a word of encouragement? And once you start doing that, you will see that the barriers of life will start falling and things will come to you. And if I may add this, the TV show that we got, when I say we backed into it, that's exactly what happened. When the pandemic hit, we got together and we thought, well, what can we do to give back? And Bill Heinrich says, let's just we got Zoom, Facebook Live. Let's just put on some webinars and call it Messages of Inspiration, Hope, and Support. And we did that. And we put on a first call where we got 60 speakers in 24 hours, and then went up to over 100. We did another call, we did another 100, and then we did another 100 or so. And then that's when we got invited to take the Messages of Inspiration and Hope to E360 TV. We literally backed into it. We didn't write no email. We did not ring anybody's doorbell. So the message I want to share with you is that when you focus on helping others in their hour of need, opportunities are going to come your way. And that's the best message I can give you.
That is a great way to finish the show, Jim. My last question, how can our listeners get a hold of you if they're interested in learning more about the 6-minute webinar, or they are interested in watching your show, or even being on your show or radio show?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Just to watch the show live, Monday through Friday, we go live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States. Just go to Messages of Inspiration and Hope. It's a Facebook page, and you can see the show live there. You can also see it live on the 6-minute webinar, because it's posted there, because we posted on several pages. And to email me, it's very simple. It's inspiration at E as in Echo 360TV as in television.com.
Thank you so much for being a guest on the Brilliance Business Show, Jim. I've really enjoyed having a conversation with you today.
Well, thank you, Mark. I sincerely hope I've said something out there that could be a blessing to your listening audience. And just hope and pray that whoever was listening to us would just have the courage to step out and try. Just have the courage to step out and try, because that's the first step in the right direction for them.
I totally agree, and I'm sure there'll be lots of people out there, Jim, that have found lots and lots of value. You have been listening to the Brilliance Business Show, conversations with leading experts.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.